everyone. Welcome to Work Love Wednesday. Daisy and Smelter here for Work Love Wednesday. It is time for Work Love Wednesday. So happy Work Love Wednesday. Super pumped to be with you this week at our new time, which is 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and now it's not super duper early for those on the Pacific Coast if you want to tune in. Last week, travel, been thrown in a mist of chaos for a conference that happened this past weekend, and Work Love Wednesday kind of just disappeared, even though I had a topic prepared, which is a topic we're going to talk about today. I had a topic prepared, even thought about doing it in the airport. Really had a hard time finding a place to kind of sit down, chill out, and be able to do it and not be disturbed. Because the week before, which was also a travel day for me, we did Work Love Wednesday, and the kids interrupted, the wind interrupted, and then housekeeping interrupted. So I'm really excited to get back to some norms and get back to some routine. And what's amazing to me is when life gets a little bit crazy, a little bit hectic, a little chaotic, it seems to be one of the times in our life where we are truly growing and evolving. Or not even that, just having the reckoning or awareness that growth has been occurring. Because for many of us, when we're in our periods of growth, of real big, true, monumental growth, we don't know that it's happening. We see it after. It's the aftermath. It's the afterthought. It's the reflection that happens afterwards that allows us to realize that we were growing in that period of time. And I think I'm on the downward slope of a mountain of growth that happened this summer, and I've shared that. I think it's also really interesting to watch the Work Love Wednesday episodes and see that when I'm in my periods of growth, my rants are a little more random and a little more, they still have context and they still make sense, but for me, they really sound like gibberish in my brain. And they're really spontaneous because I'm usually typically very moved emotionally about something. And then when I come off of those hills and those mountains of growth, I really find myself articulating things a little more clearly or having more of a planned thought process as to what I want to share. I also watch through my periods of growth that I do a lot with no makeup on, no filter, really not caring because I'm usually so tired from whatever's happening in life, which is not bad. I mean, hashtag no filter needed, totally legit. But it's just been interesting to watch my growth periods being logged on something because, Work Love Wednesday's now been around for 8-9 months. 8-9 months we've been doing this. We're like almost to 40 episodes. Gosh, we'll have to start planning for episode 50 and it being really cool. Been working really hard on doing some kind of upgrade and changes. Like, we don't broadcast live on Instagram anymore. It's only on Facebook. But I took all the videos, downloaded them, and they are on YouTube. So you can find the Leadership Arts Associates channel. And it's actually being branded as Work Love Wednesday. And separating everything by topic, trying to go through and do some really awesome show notes and really highlight some of those things that I've recorded in the real time. Also been doing a lot of thinking about what this weekly thing is. Like, what do I really want to share on a weekly basis? I need to give myself, I like to be outside the box, but I need to give myself a box so that it's relevant, so that you know what you're tuning in for. I know who I'm kind of speaking to, and there'll always be exceptions to that, but really been working on that. And for me, one of the greatest takeaways I had in the last 2 weeks is I've been reading my homework for my upcoming medical Qigong seminar number 3 that's coming at the beginning of September. And as I was reading, I was talking about one of the true intents of medical Qigong is helping patients reach a state of conscious harmony. And what that means is that they're aware of what it feels like to be harmonious in their body with their energy fields, their physical wellness, their mental wellness, their spiritual wellness, how that feels at peace within their own body. And I think that really spoke to me, this idea of conscious harmony. And when I think about the concept of work love, that's really what we're talking about here, is finding a way to be or find conscious harmony, this level of peace between work and life. And where you want to say work-life balance, which, I always get into, my peeps, the people I talk to, are passionate professionals. And so for us, that line is commonly blurred because life will always bleed over into work because we technically are working all the time. And when I say that, I say that consciously and cautiously, because there are still boundaries. But when I'm working on a creative project, I get inspiration at any given time. I can get up in the middle of the night and start working. And so passionate professionals, that always happens when we're designing training programs or team programs. Sometimes inspiration strikes me while I'm shopping at Target, or as I'm dropping my daughter off at gymnastics camp. So as a passionate professional, it's always tucked away somewhere. And then vice versa, family still has a priority in your life. Other things still have a priority in your life. And so on every single day, it's all those priorities kind of battling it out for your intention. And at the end of the day, we have a list and a breakdown of what is the most important. And family is really important to me. And when the girls are sick, it reprioritizes my entire workday. But this does not take away that I'm a passionate professional. So it really is a balance rather than a hard line of do this then and this that. It's really finding a level of inner peace and harmony with the entire game plan. Because the work that we do, whether it is in a corporate environment, an entrepreneur, if you're a stay-at-home mommy, daddy, if you are whatever work that we do, whatever that looks like for you, that's directly linked to our purpose and the purpose for ourselves in this life. And that's why, one of the things I hear all the time, especially when people are entering retirement, like, what am I going to do if I haven't planned for that? Or when I hear people make the comments of, I'm never retiring, you're going to have to wheel me out here when I die. I think there's this fear of being disconnected from that purpose. And sometimes I think those comments are made because there's a lack of clarity around what your purpose is in life. I mean, we're all given a gift of life, and anyone who has children knows or has had special circumstances that happen to them or sad circumstances know that gift is a life. Gift is a life. Life is a gift. There's no other words to describe it. Life is a miracle in itself, and for it to even happen at the time of conception, when a child is conceived, the likelihood of all that magic happening and combining together to create a unique human individual to come into this world at that exact time, it has to be linked to something bigger. It has to be. If not, then what is the point of everything? What is truly the point? And so this kind of brings me to, bless you. Allie's having like a sneezing fit over here. I don't know if you can hear her. Bless you. You okay? Okay, she's done now. But this brings me to the topic today about acceptance versus mediocrity. And I really wanted to share this with you last week, but everything happens for a reason. And there have been more points that solidify this for me that have happened in between. So one of the things that really hit me while I was away, and I said that I've been reading a lot in my medical Qigong textbooks, was this concept that to be a healer, whether it's energy healing or especially energy healing, our bodies are our vessels. That's how we heal. That's how we move chi, whether you believe it or not, or whatever. But at the core concept, I have to take care of myself in order to be of service to anyone else. And that's pretty much on point with anyone who is in a healing capacity. If I am not well, how am I going to be capable of helping you be well? And one of the things that really hit me in the book was that they shared that there are practitioners who struggle or have great limitations because they won't accept themselves for who they are. They're always obsessing about what they could be or that they can't do something, and always looking at that next level. And a couple weeks back, I talked about this whole cliche saying about life is about the journey, not about the destination. And it kind of ties into that, always kind of obsessing with this destination of who I think I should be. But what I thought was interesting and what really hit me is the damage that I'm doing in being able to fulfill my purpose because I'm not accepting myself in the here and now. And so I really have been sitting with that, whether it's my body, with weight loss, there's always going to lose a couple pounds, or when I'm eating, and how many times I self-shame myself and give myself a real hard time about things, and when I'm truly not happy with myself, or I'm questioning my self-worth. All of those conversations that I'm having with myself are actually hurting my ability to do the work that I love to do, what I feel called to do, what really fulfills me and fills my heart is being limited because of my lack of acceptance. And in the past, I've always strived for self-acceptance. I knew it was something that I should do, yet I never really made it a true point because I put others in front of myself. And now I've seen how drastically I've limited my ability to help others because I put myself second or last in a lot of scenarios when I could list a ton of things and put them forward. And this summer has been one of those examples. I was doing really well on a track record, building in some really cool but much needed rituals daily for morning and evening. And as a result, I was healing myself. I was taking care of myself. I was feeling better, and I was able to be more present in the moment with my loved ones, with my work. And I was really happy where I was. And then stress hit, and I automatically defaulted to what I do best, which is trying to put everyone else in front of me, making the excuses that I'm not worth that time. And so those rituals and all those things I had established went by the wayside. And you've seen it on these episodes. If you go back and watch all the episodes from this summer, you saw me every week sharing about giving myself grace for being relaxed and not doing the things that I know I should be doing, which grace is completely acceptable. We're not perfect. But it was me defaulting to a place of allowing myself to continue to say that I'm not worth it, I'm not important, and underlying tone of I'm not accepting myself. And so there's this weird balance between that and mediocrity, because when we're growing, we constantly reach these new levels of comfort. So like when I started my business, did not think that I would be an entrepreneur or I would ever be comfortable with calling myself that. I also never thought I would be comfortable with calling myself a coach or an HR intuitive or talking about energy. But obviously I've evolved, I've hit those new levels. And then as you reach those new levels, you have a feeling or a sense of that you're just mediocre at it. And so you push yourself harder. And so it kind of feeds this beast of trying to get to this new destination. And so going back to that other topic about life is about the journey, not the destination. I mean, it's a constant journey. We're changing the destination every single day. The destination was write a book. Now it's be a New York Times bestseller. It was, speak about your message. Now it's speak in front of larger audiences. This whole idea of, am I mediocre at what I do? How do I get better? How do I strive and get, and keep going? And so it's just this constant kind of drive. And how does that play against this acceptance level? And that's something that was really hard for me to kind of struggle with. I'm stuck in this place between, I got comfortable. I got comfortable with the idea of being a coach. I got comfortable with the idea of having my own business. I got comfortable with the idea of saying that I'm an entrepreneur. I got comfortable with the idea of saying that I'm a speaker or that I'm an author. Kind of creeping into this whole idea of I'm an energy healer. Not 100% there yet. It pushes me. But then even in energy healer, having this feeling that I'm mediocre or I'm not good enough. And how does that feed into my acceptance? So I spew all of this, literally, randomly ranting about all of this to basically say, at the core of it, acceptance is what's important. Being present in the here and now and fully accepting wherever you are. And this is something that I've shared with people randomly, especially in regards to my health and my weight. I've gone through a very unique pathway as far as weight gain versus weight loss, versus exercise and health and practitioners and all that kind of stuff, and when things worked and when they didn't. And I truly, truly believe that the numbers on the scale are directly correlated with my growth journey, and that the weight had to exist and it had to come, and I had to have the health struggles for me to be who I am today. If you were to look at me when I was a young girl, even all throughout high school, even early college, I, look like I was probably half the size than I am now. And if that had been my life, if I had never gotten larger, if I had never gotten curves, I would be a different person today talking to you, and I may not even be talking to you. Who knows where I would have been. But the weight gain, the struggle with the weight loss is very, very important in my growth journey to do what I wholeheartedly believe is my purpose in life. And I don't know if I would have this sense of fulfillment if that struggle was not there. I also don't know if I would be put in a place where I would fully accept myself without that struggle there. And I'm not going to say I'm perfect. I'm not going to say that I can tell you that I've had this epiphany a couple weeks ago and I fully accept myself, flaws and everything. But I will tell you that it is a challenge that I'm putting on myself. It's a challenge that I put out to all of you to really think about, where are you not accepting of yourself, and how is that limiting your potential and your possibility to really show up at your best and do the work that you are meant to do, the work that you were born to do, the purpose that you're meant to fulfill, to send your ripples out into the world and make the world a better place. As cheesy as that may sound, but I think that's how we change the world, is all of us showing up, creating our ripples, and allowing it to happen. So that is my work, love, live moment this week. Share with me your thoughts, your feelings, whether you want to email me, comment below. If you're watching this at a later date, as always, they don't tell me who's watching. So say hello, comment hashtag replay, because it helps other people find this video as well. Share it out on your social media channels if you think this would be of value to others. But I will see you next Wednesday. Have a great week. I'll talk to you later. Bye.